beaches in Đà Nẵng are some of the most beautiful in Vietnam and are a favorite destination for domestic and international tourists alike. But what we're going to talk about in this edition of Expat Living is the importance of water safety. We're going to meet and learn more about the story of an Australian couple who has come to Vietnam in promotion of life saving.
Hello, my name's David. I'm an Australian volunteer in Vietnam.
Hello, I'm Susan and I'm a lifeguard trainer.
David Field and Susan Eek are retired school teachers hailing from the town of Kingscliff in New South Wales, Australia. They also happen to have 35 years of experience as professional lifeguards and trainers in life-saving.
I'm an Australian volunteer here in Vietnam doing life-saving development under an Australian government project with the Vietnamese government called Australian Volunteers for International Development. For the last 3 years I've been attached to the Sơn Trà Ecotourism and Seaboard, which is a sub-department of the Da Nang Department of Tourism.
The project, which began in 2011, is called Surf Life Saving Vietnam, following lifeguard guidelines from the Surf Life Saving Australia organization. Based in Da Nang, it has been seeking to promote and develop life-saving activities in the provinces of Quảng Nam, Thừa Thiên Huế, Khánh Hòa, and Thanh Hóa. David began working for the project in 2014. His wife Susan has joined him full-time this year to provide additional support.
I'm a trainer and assessor for Surf Life Saving Australia as well, and I'm helping to do CPR, emergency care, and of course all of the water work as well.
Swim and run.
The central coastal city of Da Nang is home to around 90 kilometers in beaches. According to the Da Nang Department of Tourism, the first 6 months of 2017 saw 3.2 million tourists flock to the city, 70 to 80% of whom hit the beaches. Water safety, therefore, understandably, is high on the city's list of priorities. The Sơn Trà Ecotourism and Seaboard manages a lifeguard team of around 110 lifeguards, divided into 18 units across 30 kilometers of beaches in Da Nang. David Field has been working with the team in the past years in order to strive towards an international standard of lifeguarding.
A lot of people think it's just putting people on the beach to watch swimmers in the ocean, but it's much more than that. So lifeguards have to identify dangerous parts of the ocean where there's rips or deep holes, large waves, and they have to set up the beach so that the bathing public, when they come to swim, can swim in a safe part of the beach.
The lifeguards undergo physical training and instructions on rescue, CPR, and care for drowning victims. The use of surfboards in rescues is also one element David hopes will develop further in Vietnam, as it has in Australia.
So rescue boards, they haven't revolutionised the way we lifeguard in central Vietnam, but they've certainly given lifeguards a huge extra asset to work with. Rescue boards, rescue surfboards can paddle out through the waves a lot quicker than a person can swim.
In 2016, the Da Nang Lifeguard Forces recorded a total of 112 successful rescues against drowning.
Để biết tới là cho anh em là cái nâng tầm thứ nhất là bắn nước, thứ hai cái thể lực anh em sẽ mạnh lên, thứ ba nữa là cái cách của bên David nữa là có cách hô hấp khác hơn của mình hồi xưa, nên anh em cũng có học hỏi thêm để tìm hiểu thêm để phát triển nghề cứu hộ Đà Nẵng mình cho hàng ngày còn phát triển.
Nói chung là từ trước đến giờ là tôi cũng có học rất nhiều thầy. Đó, Úc cũng có, rồi Mỹ cũng có, rồi nói chung là ở Đà Nẵng mình cũng có. Nhưng mà thầy sau cuối cùng đây là thầy David đây. Dạy thì nói chung là anh em cứu hộ cảm thấy là dạy cũng nói chung là vui vẻ và coi như nhiệt tình. Có làm việc với anh em là rất là tốt. và dạy rất kỹ. Đó, và thể lực đồ cũng có thể nâng cao được, cho nên là cứu hộ còn ngày còn vững mạnh lên, là nhờ David.
David is instrumental in connecting his host organization, the Suncha Ecotourism and Sea Board, with surf lifesaving clubs in Australia, as well as sending local lifeguards abroad for more training.
Nói chung là các cái đội cứu hộ ở miền Trung, ở các khu resort đó, bây giờ cũng có cái dấu ấn của bác David để lại. Vì bác các nơi khác người ta giống như tiếng lành đồn xa đó, người ta cũng mời bác cùng thông qua ban lý để mà có thể hỗ trợ thêm về cái kỹ năng cứu hộ cho họ.
Beyond just lifeguard training, David has worked with the board to streamline the water safety warning systems on the beaches, including flags, signs, and lifeguard uniforms. When you get to the beach, here are some common safety flags to look for. A yellow flag means medium hazard. Moderate waves are present and weak swimmers are discouraged from entering the water. A red flag signals high hazard with rough waves. All swimmers are warned not to swim. A red over red flag means the water is closed to the public. Meanwhile, a purple flag signifies the presence of dangerous marine pests like jellyfish or stingrays. A quartered flag indicates an area reserved for water sports and watercrafts. And a red over yellow flag means a safe area with lifeguard supervision. This is the area to look for when you want to swim at the beach. Here are some helpful tips for your next visit to the beach. As David mentioned, surfboards are one of the most effective means of rescue in life-saving in Australia. Today, David and Susan are going to model for us what a typical board rescue looks like. Susan is acting as the victim, and David the lifeguard on duty. The surfboard allows David to quickly paddle against the waves out to Susan, and also acts as a way to safely transport her back to shore. The lifeguard on duty will summon for more support after he checks on the victim.
You're okay.
One of the things that David and Susan would like to promote is more women in life-saving, not only as a sport, but also as a career. And I'm very lucky today to join them in order to learn some of the basics in becoming a lifesaver. So do join me as we learn more. Hi, Susan.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Hello.
Xin chào Yum.
Yes. So I'm ready to become a kind of beginner lifesaver today.
Very good.
So we have just brought this patient from the ocean, and we are going to hip and shoulder roll, and we are going to clean the airway. Then we're going to look, listen and feel for breathing. Then we're going to roll the patient back.
Yes.
There is no breathing and no response, so we're going to start CPR. And we look and listen, and then we look in the middle of the chest. It's approximately under the arms.
Yes.
Armpit, in the middle, over the sternum, and we do 30 compressions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we count out loud in case somebody comes to help us later on.
Ah, okay.
Okay, are you
Yes.
ready?
Okay, I will try, and you tell me if I'm doing it right.
Yeah,
Like this.
that's correct.
Here, I'm trying to give my victim the breath of life.
And look
Look, okay.
and listen, and straight into compressions.
And then once again, compression. So 1, 8, 9,
Yeah.
10.
As soon as we check the patient for response and they were unconscious and not breathing, we would send somebody for help, call 115 in Da Nang straight away.
Yes.
Susan continues to walk me through some prepping for my surfboard debut. Back home, Susan has actively been part of the competition side of surf lifesaving, which is also a sport in Australia.
I would like to get, as in Australia, more females involved with surf lifesaving. I think women need to be involved in lifesaving and water safety because they're mothers and they're role models. You can come down to the ocean, to the water, and you can supervise your children and you can know that they're going to be okay because you have the skills to look after them.
Meanwhile, my training was still only in the baby stages.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
Okay.
And off I go, into the waters with my board. Paddle, paddle, paddle. It actually feels like all that paddling is not taking me anywhere. But lo and behold, there I go.
I am done with my first try of being on the rescue board and almost riding a little wave there. It was so much fun. And I must say it was quite challenging in order to keep my balance and definitely to turn around in the water. My paddle probably wasn't strong enough, but I had a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Fantastic effort for your first time.
I love the ocean. I love the outdoors. I really enjoy a job where you can help people and lifesaving, and in particularly lifesaving training is a really effective way. Both our sons are lifeguards and have been lifesavers, and junior lifesavers have come all the way through the lifesaving ranks, and even though they've gone on to different jobs, they still work as lifeguards during their holidays. So we're a kind of lifesaving, lifeguarding family. It's been very fortunate for me because I love Vietnam and I love working here, and now my wife's here with me, so we're a team now working on lifesaving development.
It's been fantastic. Working with the lifeguards is a wonderful experience. The part that I like the most is living with the local community. Beautiful country environmentally, culturally, really friendly, fantastic people. A great place to have a holiday and an adventure.
David first volunteered as a lifeguard trainer in Southeast Asia back in 2001. In 2004, he helped establish the Phuket Lifeguard Club and remains its patron. Prior to Vietnam, from 2011 to 2013, he was in the Philippines.
I was sent to an island called Boracay, where I trained with the local Red Cross people, and we set up a professional lifeguard service.
Beginning his journey in Vietnam, David served as a volunteer surf lifesaving development officer at the Furama Resort in Đà Nẵng, training teams of lifeguards from the resort.
If the guests see, proper lifeguards on the beach, they feel much safer. David was, of course, the most important person of the whole exercise, and we are very glad he comes here every season for 8 months, I think, altogether. And he does really a tremendous job.
Dừng lại. Bất tỉnh. Tôi nghĩ David là một người thầy rất đặc biệt, đã đến Đà Nẵng. Ông đã truyền đạt những bài kinh nghiệm cứu hộ cứu nạn trên biển rất là an toàn. Ông đã huấn luyện cho những bài mà CPR từ cái không thở trở lên thở và kịp thời có sự hỗ trợ giúp đỡ trong những lúc không có bác sĩ.
I like to think that we are working in drowning prevention, because if we train 10 lifeguards who then go home and train their family in CPR, we will never know whether they save a life or whether they prevent an accident. And I think that part of not knowing is a really enjoyable part of the job.
Each weekend for David and Susan is a meetup with another very special team of lifesavers in An Bang Beach of Hội An. These kids are preparing their surfboards and equipment for their weekly session of learning water safety skills. Exercises, surf life-saving techniques, and mostly having a splash.
I decided to join this program because it keeps you healthy and I get to catch the waves and I like to stay in the water. The course is you learn how to get faster and you can dive, and the safety is that you learn to be safer in the water and save other people.
Con học được 1 năm và học ở đây rất vui vì ông David ông tổ chức cho khóa học này. Con được trượt ván cùng các bạn và được chơi chạy, được bơi.
The program, also known as the Nippers Club, have seen David and Susan spend time with kids in both Hội An and Đà Nẵng in the past year. The Nippers Club train young junior surf lifesavers, mostly aged from 5 to 14.
So the Nippers program was started in Australia about 50 years ago, and it's to teach water safety to children. So we found it was a really good way to lower the drowning rates. If children were water safe, then we'd have less drowning. So it's grown from that. It's a sport, but it's a community service as well.
Did you know the word nippers in Australia originally mean the claws of a crab? It's a really cute way to refer to the young ones learning about water safety skills.
Similar to Vietnam, Australia has a lot of beaches, so we spend a lot of time around water, and it's just so important that they know how to swim, know how to get themselves out of trouble, and know how to help someone else if they're in trouble.
For some kids, it's as simple as building confidence around the water.
Từ khi cháu tham gia với nhóm thì cháu rất tự tin, cháu xuống nước, cháu bơi và tự cháu lặn cũng như là tự học bơi thêm một cái chặng dài hơn nữa, rất là lý thú bổ ích cho các cháu.
It is David's hope that the Nippers Club will be another contribution to creating a safe water and swimming culture in Vietnam.
We are strong, we save people. All day long. 1, 2, 3, rescue!
Together with David, Surf Lifesaving Vietnam has organized 3 lifeguard competitions, bringing together lifeguard talent in the central region.
When the Vietnamese lifeguards come together for competition, you see a much higher standard than even 12 months ago. We're constantly improving, and I think in a few years' time, Vietnam will take its place on the international stage for lifeguarding.
In August 2017, David and Susan handed over the first ever Thai language life-saving manual to the Phuket Lifeguard Service in Thailand. The event was made possible thanks to an Australian government grant. The handover ceremony also saw the presence of Australian Foreign Minister Julie Bishop. David and Susan's next agenda is to apply for an Australian government grant in order to launch a Vietnamese version of the lifeguard manual for use across the country.
David has built a number of sustainable programs in Asian countries, and of course that is the goal for both of us, that we can leave and that these programs will continue without us by the local communities.
My hope is that in the next 2 to 3 years, Vietnam will be accepted as a member of International Lifesaving Federation, and they'll become a part of the world family for lifesaving. Lifeguarding is like a paramedic. They are valued for the skills that they have. It's an active lifestyle career. So you stay fit and healthy, you work outside, you help people. Part of my message in Vietnam is anybody can be a lifesaver, and lifeguarding is a career that is worth doing because it serves your community.
We are lifeguards! 1, 2, 3, yo!
Our expat living journey this week with David and Susan has come to an end, but their work in Vietnam certainly hasn't. Alongside working with the local community, David and Susan hope to see life-saving programs continue to flourish and develop strongly here in the country, promoting sustainable water safety skills for the Vietnamese people. And as always, now we'll take a look at Time Out.
Furry, adorable, and with lots of attitude. Cats come in all shapes and sizes. Some small, some big. But overall, With irresistible cuteness, they sure have learned how to win humans' affection. In a big city like Hanoi, keeping a pet is not always easy. On this edition of Time Out Today, I will show you a place where you can just come and play with as many cats as you want. For those who don't know what a cat cafe is, let me explain quickly. A cat cafe is a cafe where there are several cats that customers can stroke and play with. This kind of cafe began in Taiwan, China in 1998. The trend spread around the world and reached Vietnam. Many young Vietnamese are big fans of cats and also cat cafes. They come here to hang out with friends and most importantly, chill out with dozens of cats.
We really like best coffee in all the country and we love cat. So we open our coffee for cat lover in Hanoi.
Yeah. So what kind of breeds do you have here?
We have about 40 cats. We have the exotic cat, the Persian cat, British short hair, British long hair, and many more.
The cats are considered employees here. Their work includes sleeping, more sleeping, playing around, and acting adorable for customers, which they do very well. In return, customers can buy them treats such as nutritious gel or cat biscuits. If you think taking care of just one cat is difficult enough, wait until you have to take care of 40. To ensure the cats stay in good health, special treatment is needed.
This is our kitchen.
Meet Zuyang, the chef who cooks for the cats.
Firstly, I put in a little bit of chicken leg, and then I put one carrot and a little bit of rice in butter.
Cats are carnivores, which means they eat mostly meat. Fish and chicken are their favorite foods.
Here is the chicken porridge when it's finished.
Nothing makes cats more happy than a full stomach. And after they're done eating, it's a good time to play with them. There are many ways to play with a cat. You can use a ball, jiggly things, or lure them over with food. This is my favorite cat here. His name is Roger. He's really cute and chubby, but he's one grumpy cat. Luckily, the other cats are a bit more friendly. Cat cafes like LL attract many people who want to escape their busy life and relax with cats.
I don't have a cat at home. I really want to own a pet though, but I don't really have time to take care of them. So I come here every day to play with cats. Playing with them make me forget about my stress after work, and they just eat and sleep all day. Their life is so simple.
One of the great ways to play with cats at a cat cafe is with a laser pointer. So if you're looking for a place to gain some positive energy, feeling better after a hard day at work, maybe a cat cafe is a good place for you. See you next time on Time Out.
And that was our edition of Expat Living for this week. For more of our programs, do log on to vtv4.vn or our YouTube channel at vtv4go.